Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It's BTS Europe. That's right, Europe. We've been to America, we've been to Southeast Asia. Now it's our first rendition of the BTS Europe Cup, the first of its kind. We got another full spread of teams here. We've got 16 invited teams to compete in this best-of-3 single elimination bracket, where the finals will be a full best-of-5. Let's go ahead and use my handy production skills here to head over to the bracket. Oh, ignore that little timer right there, as we actually pulled a fast one on you and happened to start a full hour early. But for everything else, you can see all the squads invited, who's already made their way into round 2. And to me personally, at least, a lot of new faces. So I'm going to be learning a lot today. I know for a lot of you out there, you're dedicated European Dota fans. You know all of these squads. You have personal relationships with them. Hey, I'm the same way. When it comes to the American Dota scene, I love the Tier 2, the Tier 3 teams. So I can show some love here for some of these squads too. What's happening here? Why do we got a... Okay, we had a brief pause for a crashed captain who needed to wait a bit for the draft. But for the series at hand now, it is Arcade Esport going against Elements Pro Gaming. And if you didn't already know, I am going to be solo casting this one. Lysander is in... Or he's busy right now, we'll say. He's playing a pub. I'm not going to lie. He's playing a pub right now. But to his defense, we ended up starting early. I told him it's going to be an hour. They told me it was going to be an hour. And then all of a sudden, they're like, we're starting early. And I'm not going to force him to go into low priority to get into this cast with me. So I'll take the first one alone, and Lysander will meet me up later on. But for these two teams, to be honest with you, I saw the matchup. I saw the team names, and I figured, I don't know what the hell I'm going to expect here. I don't know many players, but I knew coming into this one, Elements Pro Gaming was a favorite. And now that I see the roster before me, it kind of makes sense. A lot of these names have been standouts around the European Dota scene, or CIS Dota scene at that. We have Illidan here, of course, from Virtus Pro. King R, General, and Screen are familiar names to me that have been on a lot of squads and have been around the block as far as Dota action goes. For Team Arcade, though, this is a newer squad, at least to me, and I'm ready to see what they got in store for us. I'm already excited. I mean, look at this. They're a team that must be from at least, what, 6.83? Mirana being picked up? A Mirana-Bane duo? Haven't seen this in a while.
10 seconds
I'm looking forward to it, though. Mirana has been gifted a lot of love the past couple of patches here. Let me see if I can actually look it up. I know her base damage has been increased, but I want to see what else they changed to her. And now that I'm solo casting, I actually have the time. I can look it up. Okay, so 6.86 changes to Mirana for those of you who didn't know along with me and want to get reclarification here. Her attack range has been increased from 600 to 630. Her Star Storm radius has also been increased from 625 to 650. And Sacred Arrow now instantly kills the first unit it hits if it is not an ancient creep. So that has gotten people a bit percolated and toying with the idea of a jungle Mirana. Maybe not a fully dedicated jungle Mirana, but like now you have this new creep spawn camp, Dire Side. It's going to be near the secret shop. Maybe she casually throws an arrow there to farm it up. I see it as possibly a waste of mana, but maybe if you have a lot of mana regen and you're a roaming Mirana already, why not, right? We'll see what Arcade Esport want to do here, but I already anticipate they're looking to be very impactful in the laning stage. Bane, as we know, already a mid lane bully. Mirana we know to be a bit of the same, at least from back in the day, just hailing arrows all over the place, but you can't really have two supports who just roam around all the time, so that may be just a core Mirana instead. We'll see as the draft does progress. Over on the side of Elements Pro Gaming, they get a more cookie-cutter kind of start to their draft. Gyrocopter, a core carry, and a platinum pickup in its own right. Tusk, and now the Wind Ranger here. Bit of an early commitment to a mid lane right now. No real mid lane attention except for banning out the Queen of Pain early and getting rid of the Evoker, which is not a big surprise.
10 seconds
A rid of the DK, though, is a bit peculiar here, unless Arcade already have some inside info from Elements Pro Gaming on what they like to play. We don't get to see DK very often as it is, so interesting.
Reserve time.
We'll see what Arcade Esport want to do, because I really don't know what the hell the plan is for the Mirana right now. Maybe it's a bring back to the safe lane Mirana, and they feel the base damage buff and the attack range buff now is going to be good enough. Otherwise, they already know they're going to be going in this mid lane against a Wind Ranger. So, other good options out there. Maybe they still fall back for something like a Shadow Fiend. Maybe it's going to be a mid lane Magnus. Oh my goodness! Alright, okay. Woo! Let's go ahead and play catch up here. So, Jug was going to be the third pick here for Arcade Esports. Lets us know that this is not going to be a safe lane farming Mirana. And that they look to have a bigger impact in the mid game here. Jug, as we know, is a strong fighter, can match up very nicely against the Gyrocopter. You know, with that Blade Fury, does nullify and mitigate a lot of the damage that Gyrocopter wants to bring out. And I'm going to casually throw out the idea of a Magnus already for Arcade Esport, unless, of course, this is going to be an off-lane low Druid pickup. Another fun pickup here. I only said the Magnus, though, because we obviously know the Empower with Juggernaut is very, very good and just a lot of synergy across the board. But Oracle is the grab here for Elements Pro Gaming. This is going to be my personal first time casting an Oracle game in the new patch. I know he's been played a couple of times. I, myself, a big fan of the hero. I've played him a fair bit. Actually, if you guys were hanging out during the break, I actually just played Oracle in Overthrow. I love him in Overthrow because he's a KS king. His Purifying Flames is just ridiculous at instant magic burst damage. 360. Obviously very good if you put it together with Fortune's End. Typically you can nuke early with the Purifying Flames and then quickly fire off a Fortune's End to purge off the heal. And then after that, quickly finish them off with an additional Purifying Flames. The cooldown is ridiculously small, as you can see, 2.25. So you can easily get 2 of them off in one combo series. So if you know you're going to finish someone off between 2 heavy nukes of 360 damage, you can take out a lot of people. And a lot of people are going to underestimate the Oracle. They don't really know how the hero works, and they don't know that they are going to eat a serious amount of nuke damage. Most often you'll see Oracles max out Purifying Flames. You also need to make sure that if you're looking to be more on the support side, you get at least a second level into Fate's Edict. With the second level, it is just long enough that 3.5 seconds is long enough so you can quickly get off 2 Purifying Flames on an ally, which will result in huge amounts of heal without having to take any of the magical damage. So we'll see if he decides to go down that road. After that, I do max out Fortune's End for the extra damage and a little bit of outspam on creep waves. It's not a great amount. Oracle's not very good at pushing back creep waves, but Fortune's End does help a little bit. And of course, as we all know, False Promise is amazingly good at keeping your cores alive. Could be useful in this one. I love that they have buffed the cooldown at least. I know they took away a lot of its potential and its lingering ability to fend off slows and stuns, but at least its cooldown is now 30 seconds, and they're going to pick up a Pudge on top of it. Oh my goodness, Lysander, I'm so sorry. The poor guy had been crying out for Navi to play a Pudge in our last series, thinking that Dendy would love to take advantage of the new Pudge, but he's not going to do it. It's going to be Elements Pro Gaming who do it instead. This is going to be the first time I also cast the new Pudge. I don't know if a Pudge has yet been played in 6.86, but we all have been very anxious to see it here. And if you've been sleeping under a rock, the changes that have been made to Pudge, and I want to bring them up. I know them, but I want to make sure I get them all listed here, is obviously the big change on his Scepter. They removed the old Scepter buff, and now it just reduces the cooldown of Meat Hook to 4 seconds. And will increase the damage from 360 to 475. This is pure damage as well. And instead, what used to be the Ag's ability is just kind of automatically incorporated into his Dismember. So he gets the heal. So pretty nice. On top of that, you consider Aether Lens a huge pickup. And we'll just have to see if it's something they do go for. Let me get situated here. I got real excited about this these last couple of picks, so I need to actually play catch-up. So let's go ahead and hop into the action here. Sorry, guys, I actually still have all of my... Oh, perfect, they paused for me. I had all of my playing settings up because I was playing Overthrow. So let me turn everything back into caster mode. Looks like I'm good now. Just want to verify my open mic is on for anyone who is tuning in to Dota TV. And by the way, guys, I know that the Dota ticket is not in there yet. I think it is to be released. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a holdup with it. There is a way to watch in Dota TV, but to be honest with you, I don't know the best method. So if you're watching right now and you know the best method to watch these matches in Dota TV, please don't be a stranger, and don't be afraid to post it in chat for everyone else to see. So, sorry. And also, I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I'll probably be talking about Oracle a lot in this game, only because I feel like I'm a little familiar with the hero. I've played him a bit, and a lot of people are not. And since we haven't been able to see a lot of him played, this is one of those opportunities when you can talk about it quite a bit. So I'll just take this opportunity as it is. It looks like we did have a bit of a pause here. A crash again, unfortunately, for someone on Team Arcade. But it looks like it's not going to take too long to get back and underway here. So let's see how the lanes do unfold. It is going to be a lone druid to the solo safe lane for now. Or at least scouting out any sort of ward placement from the opposing offlaner here. And that offlaner is Mr. Good Game. I don't know if that's his real name or not. I don't know if any of these players, if it's their real name or not. They're not looking to tag up most of them appropriately, so I'm just going to have to say the names as they are read before me. If they wanted the respect for me to know their name, they would have put their real name in. So we got Screen going to be playing the Tusk. If I'm not mistaken, I remember this guy for being a big Night Stalker player. So he kind of fills maybe that same playing profile as like a Jerix or something like that, where he's very, very aggressive, loves to roam around, make action happen on your Tusks, on your new Earth Spirits, Bounty Hunters, stuff like that. General on the Wind Ranger. Illidan, Storm Rage, formerly a Virtus Pro. Good to see him back in action already. He's going to be playing the Gyrocopter here. And then we have King R, who is going to be their Oracle player. And he gets an early Fairy Fire. That's interesting.
The battle begins.
And early level on Fortune's End. They might get an early bear kill here. Are they going to really hunt this one down? The bear takes a lot of muscle power, but that's a nice shard block. And it looks like they will be rewarded with this Rocket Barrage damage. And because of that shard block, they get a quick and easy 300 gold. Who picked that up? It was the Oracle. King R gets the last hit, and I think they pinged it out because, hey, let me get the last hit on the bear. I'm the Gyrocopter, for God's sakes. So it is going to be the Oracle picks it up. It's not too bad for a support because that means you can get your boots that much sooner. You can get your healing items that much sooner. Hell, if he wants to go for a soul ring, he can get the Sobi mask sooner. We'll see what he decides to do. Bottom lane, what do we got going on down here? Champagne Squirt? What a wonderful name. Champagne Squirt, going to be playing your Bane along with Anime Boy here on your Jug. They are in firm control of this lane. Poor Good Game on this Pudge is playing solo safe lane here, and he is not able to comfortably sit in the lane, not with that Bane on the other side, so it's going to be a bit of slow times for him. And plus, the fact that this Mirana is missing all the time, he is very, very nervous. Does not want the arrow to come out from the dark. If we check his vision, he doesn't see anything in the jungle. Doesn't know where the Mirana is. But it is a jungling Mirana. It's a jungling frickin' Mirana here. Indeed it is. Just arrowed down the big camp and has double stacked it and is actually jungle farming. She's using the benefit of these new Fairy Fire items to get the bonus damage and necessary heal, I suppose. She is leveling up. She's got clarities. She's level 2 at 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is terrific. She's going to stack it again and arrow the big creep again. This is great. First, I'm sure, of Pro Dota. Oh, man. My eyes are all over the place on this one. I want to watch the Oracle in action, but I also can't resist in watching this jungling Mirana. Oracle very good in the laning stage here. Can mess with farming CS quite a bit, and he's very good in this game. That Fortune's End is going to do so much work in the late game against the bear, preventing it from right-clicking altogether. That is very, very nice. It will be trouble if his team doesn't know what Fortune End does, and they try to blow a lot of magical damage onto the bear once it's on. But look at this, rotation in for first blood. Elements looking for it here on the lone druid. Long Fortune End charge up, locks him in place. Gets the nuke there right then and from the Purifying Flames. Not enough to finish him off, but eventually he will go down. Rotation in from the Bane helps secure at least something for themselves. The Tusk will be the trade. And we're quickly off to a 1-1 start. So, all right. Where's this Mirana at? Mirana now level 3. Did stack the camp again and arrow down the Satyr creep. So she is on the jungle warpath, and she was too late to make it for a stack again. I think she was going there in hopes to stack this camp again, but she was too late. So now she has to hang around the lane, and she has enough mana for 1, soon to be 2 arrows that they will hopefully land on this Pudge, and then Anime Boy here can just Blade Fury his way into a kill, if he hopes. But the Pudge is getting a little bit of assistance now. The Tusk has stepped in. He's going to start pulling. He's going to start getting the creep equilibrium back in his favor a bit, so the Pudge can finally get something for himself, because right now he's a bit sad. He's 0-0 CS. There's his first CS of the game, and he's only level 2. When you get to level 3, and if he goes for that second point into the hook for its range, now you can maybe make a setup play. But uh-oh, they're looking to engage right now. They're jumping in for good game right now. Right clicks are coming out. Arrow, swing and a miss. Good sidestep there, and suddenly a wild Tusk appears. Now they know there's not going to be a good commitment opportunity here. Enemy Boy has phase boots already and Blade Fury to make it out from trouble. And now that they see Mirana is level 3, they know she has a leap. They don't want to bother, so no kills will be traded. How is mid lane going, though? It's a puck here. It's 12-3 to Wind Rangers 23-9. General going to work here in the mid lane right now as far as CS. And there's a classic setup. The sleep into the arrow. Brain sap, some right clicks. The deed is done. A welcoming throwback to what was, the days of 6.83? 6.82? It was that era just before the pesky troll sniper that we got to see a lot of the Bane Mirana. And they're looking for a setup in mid lane right now. And I'm sure Cardinal, or General rather, is very curious. Sees a couple of supports missing off the map. Meanwhile, look at the disrespect from top lane here. They are just making sure this lone druid has a miserable time. He is 9-4 in CS, which you think is not bad, but for a lone druid in the safe lane and his bear casually eating damage. And it looks like they might be rewarded with another 300 gold. Big grab for them. Meanwhile, this Mirana Bane combo not finding an opportunity to go in the mid lane. It was pinged out, and General played very cautiously. And that means that this duo needs to head elsewhere. So all the meanwhile elements doing work in this top lane. Really no problem for them. Bottom lane, though. Oh, they make the jump. They're going for the Pudge here. They're going to get him down. He tried to get the suicide there at the end, but will not get it. And the 3 of them going to be rewarded with the grab. Arcade now up 3-1. And they might get a quick and early push on this tier 1 tower. Enemy Boy also went with the early point into the healing ward. So maybe they're looking to push a bit faster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So a slow start, sadly, here for the Pudge in this one. Having a very difficult lane. He was the sacrifice in this laning stage here. Oh, top lane. They're looking to finish off this tower, and she does not commit for the stun. Was she canceled by a shackle shot? No, was not canceled by a shackle shot. Just canceled it straight out because it was canceled. Oh, I like that. Lone Druid uses that new Savage Roar and scares them all away. Creates enough space that now they have help on the way here. Champion Squirt. I was going to call him Champion Squirt. Champagne Squirt here along with the Mirana, able to kind of fend back elements from pushing on forward. That new ability coming into play here for the Lone Druid. I actually have never personally seen that before. Oh, what's happening here? We got Pudge hiding in the trees right next to some trouble. If he goes for the hook on this puck. Oh, yeah, they're going to go for the hook for the finish. He got it. Nicely done. And suddenly, Mirana realizes a Pudge is nearby. Goes for the leap. He's going to commit with the rock. Does not get the slow there, but they are going to get the snowball. Snags him up. Gets the kill on Mirana. Now they're looking to head south. Champagne Squirt will round the corner and make it away from any sort of trouble here. And now with all this pressure on the mid lane, Elements will do some work onto the tier 1. Jug nearby with Omni Slash at the ready, but I don't think there's going to be any easy opportunity for the kill, but they have assistance coming in. Puck looking to move in, has the coil, connects on 2. Blade Fury Pudge heading up. Can't cancel that TP with an Omni Slash, but Pudge will go down. Right at the last tick of damage right there. Will not be able to make it out. No Omni Slash was committed. Only the coil for the one takedown. So a good response there, and they will not be losing a whole lot more outside of their tier 1. Rana went with power treads. That's great. Looks like Gyrocopter's heading off. He's going to do some jungle work now. Illidan had the wonderful lane to work with. And it looks like he's handed off some time for someone else to farm. And a general actually going to be heading to the top lane. Phase boot's already done. Point booster towards the Ags here. Looking to get a hold of this lone druid. Lone now pops the ult. Knows trouble's on the way here. Looks like he'll be fine. Screen's looking to engage a bit, but we also have to catch action here. Catching out Illidan in the jungle nearby. They're going to be setting up to sleep. The hook is not going to be there. Illidan will go down. I don't know if that was an attempt to save him or not, but not going to be able to pull through. Good gank movement here from Arcade. They read the map well, seeing Illidan is missing from top and not really popping up anywhere. Must be in the jungle, and this dynamic roaming duo gets the job done. Leaves a bottom free lane here for Anime Boy. Phase boot's already done. We'll see if he decides to go right into maybe a trusty Yasha to hold on the side, or early Morbid Mask. We'll see what tickles his pickle here, as Illidan will be in the opposing part of this lane. With call down ready to go, he'll definitely need a +1 or 2 if he wants to do anything to this jug. Lone Druid has evacuated the top lane in the meantime and is going to be doing work in the jungle here. Did he have to settle? Well, for now, he's building what looks like early phase boots. I don't know if he has to settle yet, but getting a Midas or not is going to be a deciding option here for him. And then you see if he casually builds into a cookie cutter Lone Druid from here or not. Not too sure. Not a bulldog kind of a guy myself. Champagne Squirt gets to sleep. Arrow's going to be there. Yes. And we're going to see an Omni Slash. We certainly are. There's the Blade Fury. There's the kill. Wonderful setup. Right position at the right time. We'll reward them with a takedown on General there. You know what was what's interesting is that this Pudge, now he had a very difficult lane in the safe lane bottom by himself. At one point, you know, we saw him sitting by the tower not doing a lot. I wonder if he ever considered just like doing this off lane pull or this side lane pull camp. I believe you could still pull the creep wave to here with the hook, and it will run down all the way around and back to the camp like it used to. That way you could have denied some creeps to the opposing off lane, and then maybe have found some stuff for yourself. But we'll see if he's going to be able to recover nonetheless. He's already level 6, so he's got that going for him. Even Oracle, look at that, able to throw together Arcane Boots, which is fine. It's the typical build-up. It might be the mech candidate in the end, and then you get the fancy Greaves. I mean, Screen already got phase boots for himself, so he's definitely not getting a mech as of right now. Pudge, he's got 900 gold, but I wager he's either going to go for an early Aether Lens or a Blink Dagger or something. So the benefit of King R getting the early Arcane Boots and eventually going for the Greaves is that he makes so much out of it with his False Promise. You get double the heal, so you instantly know that you're going to cast your ult on someone, quickly pop the Greaves. There's a very, very rare chance that they will end up going down at the back end of this False Promise. The sad thing, though, is that means that he is not going to get an Urn. I think that's what the Pudge might be doing instead. I love Oracle with Urn. I think it's a terrific item on him, and also an item that works very well with his False Promise. So for now, he's opted to pass on it. Maybe just thinking that the Pudge was going to go for it, but Pudge for now has a cloak, so probably an Aether Lens first for him. Got to get that longer range hook, you know. And a Blink Dagger, an early Blink Dagger here for Mad Cuz Bad, the puck player. Coil up and at the ready. We'll see if Arcade would love to get a team fight set up here. They have a lot to build around, just kind of creating space and allowing the Lone Druid to recover a bit and be their like late game insurance policy. He has that glove on the bear, so I think he is going to be going for a Midas. But here we go. Mad Cuz Bad able to kind of sidestep here. Still going to get hit though. From the Q of Oracle, there's going to be a shift. He gets a big coil off, but it's just to lock him defensively. He is getting healed up briefly from the Purifying Flames, but it doesn't matter. Eventually, they step in. I think he should have considered just maybe holding on to the coil and ending his life. But for now, it looks like the team wasn't going to be able to intercept. Also got to give props, of course, to that shard block, allowing the team to not really get in there easily. Back to the jungle for this Mirana, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gotta say, though, respectable farm. It's something I might try out in my pub to be annoying as hell. Attention to bottom lane here for Elements. It looks like they would love to rid of possibly this tier 1. Champagne sees this and says, I'll take my business to top lane. No problem. But this is a full 5-man commitment now to the bottom lane. This is a non-mechanism kind of a push right now. Just kind of going all in at this point. Pudge suddenly has the ring. He's definitely going Aether Lens. I guess technically it could be a Hood, right? Hood still uses the same components, right? Yeah. Ring and cloak. But Aether Lens, I'm assuming here. Got to get that hook in. They get the bottom tier 1. Now they're looking ahead mid lane here. What is Arcade going to do? Are they going to stand and fight? They don't have the coil, so Elements are probably going to be looking for a fight here. Spamming out the wave. They get the hook and catch onto the bear. That's going to be into a call down. Jump in. The coil is there. The response trying to come in from Arcade. Follow-up Omni Slash from the Jug. Mild damage here. Follow-up Blade Fury. Not able to get the catch. Arcade are getting no one here. They've only had the one loss, and they're going to be losing the puck. A bite comes out from Good Game. He has the follow-up hook. And it is Elements who will secure 2. It looked like a worthy attempt at a response, but at that point, the Lone Druid was just sucked in too deep. And Arcade will lose that exchange. First action we really get to see from Pudge this game. A wonderful catch right there. And even the finish there on the puck. Forcing out some split push potential right now. It looks like Jug did step off, get that handy Yasha. We'll see if he goes all the way for the S and Y or straight to Manta or not. It might be handy this game to Manta off a couple of things. Or at least Manta dodge and disjoint a couple of certain things. But a tier 2 will be secured here for Elements. They'll take what they can and they'll walk away. Arrow on Illidan, but it's just a casual nuking arrow. Nothing really to fear. They have help nearby. Oracle needs to get to level 6, though, man. He is broke as far as XP goes. Still level 5 at about 15 minutes in a game that they are pretty much heavy in favor for. A neat interaction here with Oracle. I'm just going to add another 2 cents to Oracle here. And something I hope King R, I'm sure, is aware of is you can now use Purifying Flames, of course, on creeps, whether it be enemy or ally creeps. Helps you in the way of being able to not just farm fast and secure guaranteed last hits for yourself. It's only 70 mana, and later into the game, you can afford that kind of mana to just farm a couple of creeps down to get your next item or level. But also very good at denying creeps. Once you get Purifying Flames up to about level 2, definitely level 3, you can nuke down your own ally creep and then quickly deny it. So you can almost be a boot, like a poor man's lich in a sense. Rotation, though, from Arcade. Using the Invis here, they're going to commitment in for the Fiend's Grip, and they're going to take down the Wind Ranger. Easy execution there. Just a Fiend's Grip, and the response here to top lane, trying to defend out the tower, is a call down from Illidan. Now the roll on forward. Mirana ulti out. Do they have the detection here to scout him? They have a dust. And with that, they're going to be able to spot out the Jug and get the kill. Snipe right there. King R using the Purifying Flames, and now Lone Druid showing himself here. Needs to be careful. A snowball could catch him. Arrow, going to be a swing and a miss. He's got to run fast right now. He does not have Savage Roar yet, and it's a very close cooldown, or a very low AoE. He's baiting him in right now a bit. Oh, he uses it on the bear. Startles them back a bit, and will create the space, but it's Arcade being very defensive at this point. Bane, though, is finding a bit of the soul time here in the bottom lane. We saw what use he was able to pull out with that Fiend's Grip here. Just wants to get a bit more. No enfeeble levels yet, it looks like. But already fully committed in for that Brain Sap. And he's got a cloak. Oh, is he going at Aether Lens as well? I mean, I guess it's pretty damn useful on someone like Bane. Longer range Brain Saps, Nightmares, and of course a Fiend's Grip. My goodness, if you cast a Fiend's Grip from outside the battle, there'll be no stopping you. So maybe something he is considering. What do we got going on over here? Looks like we got False Promise now complete here for the Oracle. So a nice helpful tool here. You can allow someone to make a big overcommitment and not have to suffer too much from it. Aether Lens also has been complete on the Pudge, so now you're going to be seeing, let's go to Skycam for this one. Look at this range on the hook now with this Aether Lens, man. You will not see it coming. And it looks like Elements have formed a hunting squad now. We'll smoke up and go on the move here. I don't know if the objective is to kind of scout out this bottom lane or go for Roche or just find a pick off in the mid lane. It seems to be the latter. And they already have this ward down. We're going to see no one. I think by deduction they can assume that Arcade are in their own jungle. But this is, what, four-man jungling right now? This is not the most efficient use of time and farm right now for Arcade, and they know it, but they also don't want to risk their own lives being in these lanes when everyone's missing from the map. I mean, Champagne has been hiding off the radar for quite some time. He's trying to be that one support who will side push a lane down, but when the time comes, he will have a TP to kind of interject into the battle here. Well, it looks like Elements are not going to find anything with their smoke, so they head back for now. Do they have a Roche lineup? They do. One nice little perk for Oracle is he can do this. You can Fate's Edict Roche, and he's not going to be able to attack anything. You know, gets better with time as the game goes on, allowing it to last a lot longer here. But it's very apparent that Arcade know this Roche is happening. Mirana ulti is out. Do they have a sentry nearby? Now they do. Hook is going to be a bit of a swing and a miss right here. There's a Fiend's Grip. Can they cancel the Bane ulti here? Nope, they don't need to. They just pop out the ulti there from Oracle, cancels the Fiend's Grip entirely, and that's all she wrote. A jump in from the Puck with a decent coil is going to be quickly rendered useless now, but we'll see if Arcade's going to be able to follow up with the proper damage. Enemy Boy going to work is going to be able to take down the Pudge. Mirana gets an arrow off onto Oracle, will lose her own life to Illidan, who is looking to be the janitor here and just clean up the mess before him. Even the bear going to be going down. 3 down all day from the side of Arcade. Elements will lose 2, but it's them who will be able to claim the Roche when it's all said and done and get the free Aegis here. It's still Elements above and beyond at this point. We're just going to have to start theory crafting what the recovery path is going to be here for Team Arcade. And I can't help but feel like a lot of it is going to be on the back of this poor little lone druid, who has finished out his Midas, but really not much since then. 1k gold in reserve, but typically by now is when you're hoping to have the majority of, let's say, like your Radiance near complete. Obviously, that quota is going to be put off quite a bit here. Well, you look at Illidan on the other side as they're opposing Safelink Core, and he's got an SMY, Helm of the Dominator already done, nearly 2k gold. Hell, he is just taking a Harpy Stormcrafter, apparently, as his sidekick. I guess Illidan's into that kind of a thing. But he's got 2k gold in reserve now. Casual call down here. Mirana, all right. I mean, he's not the kind of gyrocopter who gets that early value point into Rocket, but, you know, who knows if he would have. Looks like a Bane was waiting out nearby, so would have eventually led to nothing, and Bane is, in fact, going to have to pull out at this point. It looks like Elements are going to be heading back to the bottom lane now. And at the attempt of another sweet push, they have Fortune's End, False Promise. I always call False Promise Fortune's End, goddammit. But False Promise is back up again. I mean, the nice thing is, even at all levels, you're pretty much going to have it once for every serious team fight. And as you can see, is pretty much a direct counter to something like Fiend's Grip. Hell, it will remove your arrow. It will remove the problems from your coil. And allow you to soak up a full Omni Slash. Here they come. They're going to be already ascending into possible high ground territory here. Arcade not nearby yet. Mirana, I guess, one-shots down the catapult. But this focus fire going to work already. This is General with that Ags and a hook catch right now onto the Mirana. She was sleeping at the wheel right there. And immediately she pings out the cliff thinking that they have the vision. But I tell you, they do not. That was just a nice snag right there from the Pudge. Rack's now exposed here. Tier 3 is down. Arcade, what's the response going to be? They have the coil here, level 2 at the ready. Pug a bit hesitant, though. Another focus fire coming out from General. This Rax is going to get dropped if they can't do anything about it. Jump in. There's the silence. There is the pull through from the orb. They're going to commit the coil here for the Aegis of Illidan.
under
And
attack.
King R continues to wait just in case with that false promise here. He can siege all day, and they will always have a back-out plan. And it looks like for now it was just get the 1 racks and get the hell out. And it's a job well done. Or is it? Is it a fake back? They're making it a fake back. Pudge is trying to line up for the hook. But it looks like they are not going to end up waiting too long. It looks like they'll head out. And Arcade now going to be suffering some significant base damage and economy damage right here. Look at the money that Elements have just gained from that simple push. I mean, maybe it wasn't simple. They had to earn it getting up to this point, but man, they made it look simple. And now you're seeing everyone just loaded with money right now. These even supports are going to be stacking up some huge money. A Glimmer Cape even for King R. So they're going to forego the mech, it looks like, altogether. Feeling like it's not too necessary for their team. And we'll have to see again what Arcade are going to do to respond. For now, they smoke up, so it looks like they're going to do something on the offensive here. Anime Boy, level 2 Omni ready to go. Coil up again. Mirana ulti. Fiend's Grip. What can they get from it? How much time can they build up here for this bear? Is he going another Midas, or just giving him trusty gloves for now? We'll see. But sadly for Arcade fans, it does look like this smoke is not going to lead to a whole lot. They do take the opportunity to get down some pretty damn aggressive obs wards here. 1 to check out the jungle, 1 to check out the nearby camps. But all the meanwhile, Elements are just busy doing their own thing. They're happy to push down this top lane. They're going to go for a tier 2. They're going to force Arcade to respond to them because they know they're the team with the better team fight and setup right now. And they're going to just try to go for at least a trade here. Tier 2 on the bottom lane should be going down in favor of Arcade. Mid lane, jump in silence here on the Tusk, but only to help clear out the wave a bit. Push coming from 2 different fronts, though, on the side of Arcade. But as Lone Druid pushes into the base, it's going to force out a couple of rotations now from Elements. And Elements catch out a very nice shackle shot. They have the detection from the Mirana ult, and they're going to get that bear down. Nice pickup for Elements here. And with that, they are going to go ahead and probably keep a push alive here. This Lone Druid actually does not have a buyback, so this could prove to be a bit troublesome for Arcade. It is looking like what the odds were saying here, a pretty heavy favorite for Elements. So now that we have a pause for, well, unknown reason coming out from Team Elements, let's go ahead and break it down a bit further and see what the hell everyone's holding here. So as I already said, no one being the mech candidate. Oracle, it's great to get Glimmer Cape because, as we know, his false promise used to be pretty damn good where it also invis your ally. But Glimmer Cape makes up for that, I suppose. You're not going to be taking any hefty damage, and any damage you will be taking will be reduced from the Glimmer Cape itself, so. Ooh, trying to get some early flak damage here on this Mirana. She does leap away. But here we go. Pudge, he's looking for the range of that hook. Oh! Swing and a miss. But to make up for it, the Tusk rolls on through. And the 3 of them are going to have a party right in Mirana's lap. She will be taken apart. And it will be Arcade back on the defense here with Anime Boy trying to split the pressure a bit. Now looking to go for a top lane push. There's no tier 2. So he will make it a bit of a presence here in the top lane of Elements. But Elements are already in the high ground. Oh, the hook! That one will connect. That was with the benefit of the lens. That range, though. Puck, barely alive. Not going to be able to live. Does go down, gets spammed apart, and that might be it. Good game. Going to be called from Mr. Champagne Squirt. And Elements will take game number 1 here in a fun little line of Pudge, Oracle. Got to applaud Arcade. They pull it back a bit. They get the the fun little jungling Mirana roaming about with the Bane combo, but after they lost those 2 big fights, it really was no return there for them. And yeah, I look forward to seeing if Elements are going to continue to have a bit fun with the draft and how Arcade are going to be able to adjust here. This is the BTS Europe Cup right now, our second and final series for today. We're going to go ahead and cut to a small break right now. I believe we're going to get Lysander back in to co-cast with me, but I'm KotLGuy. You can always check me out on my Twitter. We'll cut to a small break, and when we return, it's going to be Game 2 of Elements versus Arcade. We'll see you soon.